By the way, before that, I want to show you pa na my histogram. Here's my histogram for number 7 for the sampling distribution. Ito po yung histogram na ginawa ko. And yes, as you can see, ito yung mga probability outcomes ko. So yan, ito yung histogram ko. So there's our sample mean, the one on the bottom, and then the one on the top talks about the tally. And then for item number 8, ito yung distribution ko. Yes, it's kind of like a histogram of a normal distribution. Kaya nga that's how the central limit theorem is found. Because even though we take samples of it, we can still formulate a normal distribution. Kaya nga that's why we can still apply the normal distribution in the sampling distribution method. Okay? So now let's go to the last two numbers. Are you ready? Here we go. Ayun pala, I forgot to tell you pala the questions. The population mean of number 8, we already got it na. And then for number 2, the standard deviation of the population, we got it na. And then the sample means and the sampling distribution, ginawa namin lahat. And then letter E, compute the standard deviation of the sample means and differentiate the one from the population. Ibig sabihin, di ba remember you got the standard deviation in the population and in the mean and in the sampling distribution. So, kailangan mo gagawin, you need to simplify, you need to compute the difference. See what's the difference between the two standard deviations. Kaya that's also one of the, that's a tricky question. So, ito yun. Here's the answer that I made in letter E. The standard, di ba remember, ito yun. Di ba remember, this D153, that is the standard deviation of the population. And then, in letter E, that's the standard deviation of the distribution. Di ba? So, yan. Standard deviation of the population and the standard deviation of the sample means. And then, how do we differentiate it? Through subtraction. And 5.866 is the difference of our both two standard deviations. So, yun. That's it. Now, let's go to number 9. Are you ready? The question gets a bit tougher, but it's worth it. Now, let's go. Number 9. The numbers 31 to 36, including the number 39, are part of a population. A sample size of 2 and 3 are joined all together for the test. Ayan. So here's the tricky part now. But don't worry, it's still easy. Here's what we're gonna do. First, let's answer the questions as follows. Solve for the standard deviation of the population. That one, mabilis lang yun. To do that, we need to solve for the population mean and the population variance. So here's what I simply did here. Ito yun, okay? Now let's go. So this one, I list down all the values, 31, 32, up to 39. Then simply get the average. And when I get the average, ito yun. The average of the population is 34.285. That is the population average. And then to solve for the variance of the population, it's very easy. We have the random variable x minus the mean. Remember the mean is 34.28571. And then whatever answer you get, you put a parenthesis. And then you take the square of it so that you can get the answer, di ba? And when you do that, you get 10.79. Then you work it out for all the rest. Then simply get the average so that you can get the average of 6.2. And then take the square root of... Wait, what did I do here? I think that was variance of population. I think that's also another formula. Var of population. So the var of P stands for the variance of the population. So I think I know I got the same answer here to see if I get the right answer. Diba? So I just get the answers here. And then yun nga, that's the variance of the population. And that's 6.204082. I think that's how it works. You highlight the cells that makes the variance of the population. And then we take the square root to get the standard deviation. So square root of this number to get the standard deviation of the population, which is 2.5. So yan. That's it. And then letter B, how many possible combinations can we make? That's very easy. That's very easy. Diba remember you already know what to do. How many possible combinations can we make? But the plot twist is this. Diba remember it says here, a sample size of 2 and 3 are joined all together for the test. So diba remember there are 7 numbers, diba? So if we do that, diba remember that 7C2. So 70C2 goes like this, diba? Plus 7C3. Tama? And then this is what we're going to do. 7 minus 2 factorial times 2 factorial. This becomes 7 times 6 times 5 factorial. And then the 5 factorials cancel, 2 times 1. This one becomes 3. This becomes 21. That's 7C2. Okay? Then 7C3 goes like this. 7 factorial, 7 minus 3 factorial times the 3 factorial. This one will become 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 factorial. This becomes 4 factorials, and the 4 factorials will cancel. Then 3 times 2 times 1. The 3 times 2 will cancel with 6. So you're just left with 7 times 5 to give you 35. Then add it together. Tama, you get 56. So we have a total of 56 different possible combinations that we can make. So yun nga, that's the answer. So the answer is 56. So that's the answer. 56 different possible combinations that we can create. So it's just like that, diba? There are a total of 56 possible combinations for the test. So I just did this. The sum of combin 7C2 and the sum of combin 7C3, and we get 56. So to list down all the possible samples, diba, for 7C2, we're supposed to get 21. So how do we get 21? Ganito kasi yun. First, diba, remember this how we did this, diba? So average of 31, 32, 31, 33, 31, 34, 35, 36, and 39. Then 32, 33, 32, 34, 35, and 36, and 39. Then 33, 34, 33, 35, 33, 36, 33, 39. And then 34, 35, 34, 36, 34, 39, then 35, 36, 34, and 36, 39. That's it. Very easy, diba? That's for sample size of 2. The one that you see here is a sample size of 2. Then the next one is the sample size of 3. Kasi po, diba, remember, sabi ko dito, we're going to do sample size of 2 and sample size of 3. We're going to test both of these experiments. There are 7 numbers in a population, and we're going to take sample size of 2 from it and sample size of 3. And then we put them together to see how many possible combinations that can be made all together. Tama? And then how do you compose a sampling distribution table? So yan, di ba? And then that is for sampling distributions for letter C. Di ba, remember it says here, compose a sampling distribution when n equals 2. Let's say if the sample is 2, what is the sampling distribution table like? Ito yun. So therefore, in this problem, we are going to make 2 sampling distributions. Kasi nga, di ba sabi ko dito, not like last time, it's only 1. But here we're going to make 2. So there, because it says sample size 2 are taken and sample size 3 are taken. So altogether, we can make 56 different possible combinations altogether. Pero if you were to compose a sampling distribution, we have to compose that one step at a time. So first off, let's start off with making sample size of 2. So when you do that, we type the sample mean of the size 2. And it goes like this. Ito yung solution sheet ko, di ba? Just like that. And we formed 21 different possible combinations. So yan, it will go like this, diba? And then we have 31.5. How many numbers do we have? 31.5, 32, 32.5, 33, 33.5, 34, 35, 34.5, 35. And then we have 36, 36.5, and 37.5, diba? So just like that. So we skip count by 5s, diba? Until 37.5. And then from there, we get to do the count if formula. So that we can put the tally. Diba? So we count, and if we see, we get 21. Kasi nga dapat, sa sample size ng 2, dapat we're supposed to have 21 possible combinations. And here, we apply the count if formula para mas maging madali. So we count if, and then we highlight all the cells that we want to highlight. Lahat yung mga, yung mga numbers dito. Yung naka-highlight sa blue, ibig sabihin, those are the range cells that we are looking for. And that's why my $sign, ibig sabihin, we are going to lock it because we don't want, when we go to the next cell, it will already change the cell. Move to the next. Kaya nga nalagay tayo ng $sign to lock it. And then yung naka-red, that is the highlighted cell that we want to get. The highlight, which is 31.5. That's it, diba? And then from there, we just put the other number, we just apply the same concept, and then input the numbers, and then when we sum everything up, we should get 21. And if we get 21, therefore, that is the correct answer. Correct. And then from there, we can now compose the probability distribution table by doing the same rule. We do the sample mean, tally, divide by the total number of possible combinations, which is 21. And when we do that, we get this number. Right? And then we sum everything up so that we can get 1. If our answer is 1, this is a probability distribution table. Same rule as follows, diba? And then from there, we get the mean. Remember what is our mean? Ano yung mean namin? Ang mean namin ay 34.28. So when we multiply these two numbers together, the sample mean times the probability, diba? You already know what to do. Then you sum everything up, bring it all together, and then sum everything up to see if you can get the sample mean. And then when you sum everything up, you're going to, get the sample mean. And tama, we still get the same answer of 34.285. Correct. And then the next step is to solve for the variance. To solve for the variance, mabilis lang yun. You know already the step, diba? It's the random variable x minus the mean. What is the mean? 34.285, diba? And then naka $sign because we want that variable to lock in. And then we put parentheses and then we square it. And then we multiply it with the corresponding probability. And then we should get this answer. Then bring everything up. And then drag everything para patuloy na. Then sum up all the values together. And that'll be your variance. The variance is 2.58. Simply taking the standard deviation or taking the square root of our variance to give us the standard deviation, and which gives us 1.60. So the standard deviation is 1.6. Yan. That is for letter A. That is for sample size of 2. That is the sampling distribution when we take sample size of 2. Pero we're still not yet done. Because we still have to take the sampling size, make the sampling distribution table of sample size of 3. Kung sa team mo kanina, we already did na 2. Ngayon, ang kailangan namin gagawin ay 3. Now, it might be a bit tricky, pero it still implies the same formula as follows. Remember the formula? Let's see if we know already what to do. First, we list down all the possible number of combinations. And we know we're supposed to get 35. Tama? So we need to get 35. We're supposed to get 35, tama? When we take 7C3. Okay? And then we list down all the possible combinations. So when we do that, remember we have 31, 32, 33, 31, 32, 34, 31, 32, 35, 31, 32, 36, and 39. Then 31, 33, 34, 31, 33, 35, and 36, and 39. Then the next one will be 34, 35, 34, 36, then 34, 39. And then 31, 35, and 36. 31, 35, and 37. 31, 35, and 39. Then 31, 36, and 39. Then 32 to 34. 32, 33, 35, 32, 33, 36, 32, 33, and 39. Body odor. And then 32, 34, then 35. Then 32, 34, and 36. And then 32, 34, and 39. Then 32, 35, 36. Then 39. And then 36, diba? And then 33, 35, 34, 35, 36, then 39. And then 33, 35, 36, then 39. Then 34, 30, then 36, 39. Then 35, 35, 36. Then 34, 35, 39. And then 34, 36, 39. And then 35, 36, 39. And that's it. So let's count if we get 35. So you apply the count A. Ito yung ginawa ko kanina. I put there 35 because it types count. Count how many cells it will give, diba? And if we highlight the entire cell and we get 35. So tama, it's a match. Now we list down all the sample means. So we have 32, 32.333, 32.67, 33, 33, and this one, and so on until the end, which is 36.667 or 36 and 2/3. Tama? And then, you know already what to do. We apply the count if formula so that we can get the mean. So that we can get the total, tally. Diba? so that we will know how many of that sample mean is depicted. So you know already what to do. We apply the count if formula just like that, or just like so, the count if, and then we put colon, and then we highlight the entire cells, and then comma, then choose the cell that you want to look for within that boundary or range. Diba, you see yung naka-highlight sa blue, that is exactly what you're going to do. And you get 1, 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 3, just like that. And then we sum everything up to give you 35. And if the number makes a match, therefore, you are correct. Diba? So 35 is the total number of combinations that can be made. And we got it right. And now we can convert that into probabilistic values. To do that, madali lang yun. All you have to do is just get the tally, divide by the 35, and then yun nga. Then we do it for all the rest, and then sum everything up to see if we get 1. And if we get 1, that is a probability distribution table. And then right after that, we solve for the mean. To solve for the mean, that's very easy. All you have to do is to just do the random variable, or sample value of the sample mean, times the corresponding probability, and then all you have to do is to sum everything up to get the mean. And if you get the mean, we have to make sure that the value of the sample mean and the population variance are equivalent with each other. Because if they're not equivalent with each other, therefore, your answer will be wrong. Just like that. So ito yung ginawa ko. I did the product of everything. And then from there, I summed everything up. And when I do, this is the answer that I got. And the answer that I got is 34.28. Uy, tama! That's the same exact population mean that I got. Do you notice that? Kasi po, if we went to the first example, which is taking sample size of 2, our population mean and sample mean is 34.28. So, do you notice anything? Di ba, remember kanina, what is the population mean? The population mean is 34.28. Pero when we went to the sample mean, let's say we take sample size of 2, we get 34.28. Tapos dito naman sa sample size of 3, ano yung sample mean namin? Edi 34.28 ulit. So therefore, what have you noticed? We noticed that for any sampling distribution, that whenever we take any sample size of that population, the value of the mean or the sample mean will always be equivalent to the population mean. No matter what is the sample size or how many numbers there are in a population, the population mean and the sample mean will always be equivalent with each other. Just like that. Ito yung highlight ko. So, ito yun. Yan. This is the sample mean and this is the population mean. They should always be equivalent. No more, no less. Very easy. So, that should work in all sampling distribution tables. Because when we go to the next topic, which is the central limit theorem, our normal distribution will still imply the same concept. And diba, the mean, which we call the mu, should be the same. Like for example, if mu is 6 in the population, diba, in a normal distribution, that is your mean. Pero in a sampling distribution, the mean is also 6. So that will also be your mu. Tama? Just like that. Later we will find out more when we get to the introductory concept of central limit theorem. All right? So yun. Now let's go to the next step. So the next step is to simply take the variance. How do we take the variance of our sample mean? Mabilis lang yun. All you have to do is to just do this. Apply this formula. Subtract the random variable x minus the mean, and then you square it, and then you multiply it with the corresponding probability, and we should get this answer. Then sum everything up so that we can get the sample mean, sample variance. And the sample variance is 1.37. Taking the square root of our variance will give you 1.174174, which gives us the standard deviation of the sampling distribution. Hey, wait a minute. Do you notice anything about the standard deviation? Look, do you still remember the value of the population standard deviation is? Do I remember here the value of the population standard deviation is 2.5. Tama? 2.5 is the standard deviation of the population. Pero when it comes to the sampling distribution, let's say when we take sample size of 2, what is the variant? What is the sample distribution? What is the standard value of the standard deviation when we take sample size of 2? We get 1.6. Tama? And what if we take sample size 3? Do you notice anything about the standard deviation? It's 1.17. So therefore, if you look at the population standard deviation, di ba, the population is 2.5, di ba? Tapos, when we take sample size of 3, the standard deviation is 1.6. Tama? And then when we go to the sample size of 3, what is the value of our standard deviation? 1.17. So, do you notice a pattern? Yes. So, the larger the standard deviation, the larger the sample size, the smaller our standard deviation will be. And to show you why this is proven, ganito siya. Nana mo talaga, ang 2.5 namin ay yung standard deviation. So, we take the square root of this guy, and we should get 2.490. And then, let's say, for example, di ba, remember, we take the square root of 2. Di ba? Kasi nga, they said daw, if you want to get the sampling distribution, the new standard deviation of a sampling distribution, di ba, remember, when we go here, to the next problem, we have Z, di ba, x minus the mu, divided by the standard deviation. Tama? Pero what if it were a sampling? That is for normal distribution. Normal. Pero for the sake of sampling method, ito na yung Z namin. We have Z is equivalent to, of course, your x minus the mu is still the same thing. Because just like what I said, the population mean and the mean of the sampling distribution are always equivalent with each other. Tama? They cannot be different. And then, what is the standard deviation? Yun na talaga nag-iba yung standard deviation. Kasi po, in the preview, di ba, normally, our standard deviation is just like this lamang. Pero dito sa sampling distribution, our standard deviation is being divided by the square root of n. So, there should be a big difference with our standard deviation. So, we simplify this first. So, let's say, di ba, remember, our standard deviation is 2.5, tama? And then, we have the square root of n. So, we take sample size of 2. And then, we will see if we get what is the value of the standard deviation of sample size 2? We're supposed to get 1.6. Dito naman, if we take sample size of 3, what is the value? 1.17. So, let's try the formula to see if this makes sense. So, di ba, remember, we type SQRT to give it a square root. Square root of 2, and we should get this. And then, we divide the two numbers together because just like what it says in the formula, if we do this, the standard deviation of the population divided by the square root of n, which pertains to how many samples are we getting, that will be our new standard deviation. And will our answer be the same? Will the answer, if we take sample size of 2, will our standard deviation of the population from 2.5 will become 1.6? Let's find out. Okay, malapit na yan. We're getting there. Malapit na yan. It's already getting so close. It's 1.76. Kasi po dapat ang sampling distribution namin ay 1.6. When we take the standard deviation of our variance, which is 2.58. Malapit na. We're getting close. But I know they're supposed to be equivalent with each other, pero mali. I do not know why. Or let's try another. You might remember we tried this one. Now let's try this. Square root of 3. Remember, our square root of 3 is supposed to be 1.17. And then if we do that, we divide. .43. Teka, that was not the exact standard deviation we were supposed to get. It was a bit wrong eh. Kasi po, inote na naman talaga, that's supposed to be the technique eh. Standard deviation divided by square root of n, so that you can already get the, ano yun, the new sampling distribution, the new standard deviation. Kasi ang kailangan mo gagawin, you have to take the square root of n. So this one, if we have 2, then this one we have 3. But I think the reason why your answer is like that, it's because we're talking about a finite population. Kasi nga, in our center limit theorem, we are talking about an infinite population. But for now, we're just doing finite population. You will see the difference when we go on later on. Now, going back now to our distributions. So, that's what I asked for letter, ano yun? Number, what's this? Now, letter D. we compose the sampling distribution for both of the situations. Now, letter E, the standard deviations of the two distributions have a difference by how much? Yan, and that one you have to subtract. So this one, this is what we did. Ito yung kailangan namin gagawin. We do the standard deviation of the big minus the sampling standard deviation of the small. And then we subtract and we get a difference of 0.4333. That is the standard deviations of both the distribution have a difference of 0.433601. Diba? And then right after that, that's letter F. What conclusion can you make based on the distributions? So if you look at the distributions, what type of conclusion can you make? Like for instance, the one I told you kanina, the population mean for both of the distributions, the sampling means of both of the distributions is always equivalent to the population mean. That's one conclusion that I can say. Or what else? Like for example, the standard deviation gets, the value of the standard deviation gets smaller if we take more sample sizes than the normal distribution. That's another thing I want to tell you. Kaya nga, that's why we have the standard deviation divided by the square root of n. Diba? And then, what else? Diba, sabi ko dito, what did I put there before? Based on the distributions, both of them can evenly form the normal distribution even if the highest point weren't put at the center of the distributions. How come? Yes, kasi nga, that's an introductory concept to the concept of sampling distribution of sample means. Sabi ko dito, they said that even though we cannot get an entire population, we can still form a normal distribution itself. Even though we take a sampling distribution, we can still form a normal distribution. Just like this. Diba, remember sa histogram letter A, when sample size of 2. Ito yun, diba? The highest is the 3.5. Yan, just like that, diba? And tama, it's still like a normal distribution, diba? Parang siyang, it's like going like this and then going down, just like that. Although it might look kind of awkward, at saka it's not located at the center. It might look awkward, pero it's still considered a normal distribution. Or this one, if we take sample size of 3, yes, it still looks like a normal distribution, diba? Ito yung pinakamataas. Then it goes down, tapos yan, yun. So, tama. It's still like a normal distribution. Kaya yun ang sabi ko sa'yo sa central limit theorem. It's just like a normal distribution of what you've taken. Pero, we take sample size of n so that it can be more simplified and more standardized in a sampling version. So, yan. So, that's number 9. It might be tricky, pero it's a good thing we tackle this anyway so that you will already have an idea for what we're gonna tackle when we get to the central limit theorem later on. Okay? Now for last problem, for item number 30. Are you ready? Here we go! Last number, and after that, we are now officially done. So because after item number 30, we can now dwell to the concept of the central limit theorem, which we're going to be discussing in our next video. So let's make this fast. This one, I think you already know what to do. So let me show you the steps, and then later, yun nga, just apply what you've learned. So here's the question. The population consists of numbers 26 to 50. As you can see though, only 8 numbers are selected from that population. These numbers chosen are those values whose value ends with 6 and those divisible by 5. So yan, this one, if you were to understand the problem, there's 26 to 50, diba? And then only 8 numbers are selected. And then, the numbers chosen are those values that ends with a 6. Diba? Yeah, I think for this problem, I think I forgot to add something. I'll fix that later. I will show you what I mean later. And then the numbers chosen are those values that ends with 6. So what are the numbers that end with 6 from 26 to 50? 26, 36, and 46. Diba? So tatlo na yan. And then, and then those are divisible by 5. So we have 26, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So tama, there are 8. As you can see, only 8 numbers are selected from that population. And those numbers are, so dapat ang tama dyan, and those numbers are Sige, I'll fix that muna. Correct grammar. Those numbers are those whose values ends with 6 and those that are divisible by 5. So yun. So diba remember, we have 26, 20, 30, 35, 36, 40, 45, 46, and 50. Tama, there are 8. And in the new population, only 4 numbers are selected at random. So now let's answer the questions. That one is very easy. You know already what to do. So let's do this. Okay. So now let's go and answer this question. So for letter A, what is the standard deviation of the population? This one is very easy. Here is what I did. So do I remember the standard deviation of the population? If you still remember, first we get the average, and we get the average of those numbers, and we're supposed to get our average of 38.5. And then our variance, ito yun. This one's a bit tricky. Kasi ang ginawa ko dito, the cell that I want, H1087, minus the average of all the cells here, the average of all the cells, because when you get the average of all the cells, that pertains to the mean. And the mean is 38.5, as I typed it. And then we square it. And we should get this answer. And then when you take the average of everything up, you should get 60. Taking the standard deviation of 60, therefore it is 7.74. So yan. So that is the value of our standard deviation. And then from there, we need to list down all the possible combinations. How many possible combinations can be made? Diba? O yan, 38.5. That is the average, diba? So when you make the possible combinations, if I remember, there are 8 numbers in that population. And only 4 of them are selected. So 8C4. So if you apply this formula, we have 8 factorial, 8 minus 4 factorial, divided by 4 factorial. This like 8 times 5 times 4. And then 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Diba? Times the 4 factorial. The 4 factorials cancel. The 4 and the 2 and the 8 cancel. Then this one cancels, so 3. This becomes 10, and times 7, 70. So there's 70 possible combinations that can be made. So tama, 70. 70. As in, what you call this? As in, chit-chap, yung mga ganon. Yung mga ganon. And then from there, we list down all the sample means. How do we list down all the sample means? Here's the problem. But don't worry, it's worth it. You know why? Ganito kasi yun. So when we list down all the sample means, okay, this might be tricky, but don't let your guard down. So let's do it step by step. So this one will be 36, 26, 30, 35, and 36. This one will become 40, 45, and 50. Then from there, this 35 will become 36. Then, and 50, diba? 36, and then 40, 45, 46, and 50. Then this 36 here will become 40. Tama? 40, 45, 45, 40, 46, 40, 50. Diba? And then from there, that will become 45, 46, 45, 50, then 46, 50. Diba? Just like that. That's for the first. And then from there, this 30 here will become 35. So 35, 36, 40, then 35, then this 40 will become 45, 46, then 50. And then from there, the 36 will become 40. Then we have 45, 46, and 50. Then the 40 will become 45, 46, and 50. Then 45 becomes 46. Then when we reach the max, move on to the next number. So the second number will become 36. And then we have 36, 40, 45. Just like that. Then this one becomes 46. And then 50. Then the 40 will become 45. Just like that. 45, 46. 45, 50. 46, 50. And then the next number after 36 is 40. 40, 45, 46, 45, 50. And then from there, that 45 will become 46, 50. And then the 40 will become 45, 46, 50. And then that's it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're like halfway there. How many more to go? 35 more to go. So our 26 will now be upgraded. It will now become 30. So 35, 36, 40. Diba? Then become 45, 46, 50. Then 36 will become 40. So 40, 45, 46, and then 50. And then 40 will become 45. So 45, diba? 45, 46, 45, 40, 50, then 46, 50. And then from there, this will become, the 35 will become 36. 40, 45, 46, and then 50. 45, 46, 45, 50, 46, 50. Next number, 30, 40. Then we have 40, 45, tama ba? 46, and then 50, then 46, 50. And then from there, 45, 46, 50. Then after 30, it will become 35. So we have 35, 36, 40, 45. Then, this becomes 46. Same three numbers, then this become 50. And then right after that, this will become 45. 45, 46, 45, 50. And 46, 50. Then the 36 will shift to the left. 36, 40, 45, 46. Just like that. And then 50, then 46, 50. Just like that. Then, 40 will be shifted to become 45. $35, 45, 46, 50. And then after that, what's the next? $36, 40. 36, 40, 45, 46, diba? And then this becomes 50. Then 46, 50. Then 45, 50. And then last but not least, 40, 45, 46, 50. That's it. And then we have listed all the possible combinations, which is 70. And then from there, we can now apply that. We can now formulate the sampling distribution table. So we do this, diba? So we count how many are there. 35, 32, 33, 34. 34.25, 35.5, 35.75, 36. It's like a long range of numbers that reach up to infinity, up to 45.25, which is the highest. Diba? And then from there, you know already what to do. This one, you have to count, diba? So we have to apply the count. This one, I use the count formula to see how many cells did I get. If I get 70, and if I did not get 70 within that blue range, it's all wrong. So tama, I get 70. And the tally is, I do the count if formula, count everything within the entire boundary of these cells that have 70 cells within their sample means, and see how many 31.75 did I obtain within that boundary. Diba? Just like that. And I keep doing this. Keep doing this until I just keep doing this, diba? Papatuloy na. And then I sum everything up all together to see if I get 70. And if I did get 70, which is the total number of combinations and possible combinations that I can make, I'm correct. So tama. And then to convert it into probabilities, it's still the same method. Of course, everybody knows what to do. Just like that. And I put $sign on the last cell, which is the the 70, diba? Ito yun. Kaya may $sign nakalock. Or that can be converted into a probabilistic value. Then I sum everything up so I can get this answer. 1. Tama. Then from there, I multiply the sample mean times the corresponding probability to give me the mean. And then I keep doing this and then sum up everything up all together. And do you still remember what's my average? It's 38.5. And if I get that answer right, when I sum everything up, I should get the right answer. And yes, I did get 38.5. So therefore, this is correct. And now for the sample variance, I do the complex formula. Of course, it's always the trend, double parentheses, and then the first cell, minus the log cell of the mean, and then close parentheses from number 1, then square root 2, and then another parenthesis, then asterisk to multiply with the corresponding probability. And then we did this all together, dragged it down with the cell here, and then sum everything up, and that's our variance. And then simply taking the square root of our variance to give you the standard deviation of the sample, which is 2.9277. So that's it. And that's our answer. So therefore, the answer is the value on D817 is the standard deviation of the sampling distribution. So D187. Yan, di ba? And that's the answer, 2.92770. Tama, I still get the same answer. Just like that, 2.9277. Yun. And then what else did I ask for? Yeah, I think I remember this one. Kasi po, formulate the standard deviation of the population, then the sampling distribution table, I already did that, and then the standard deviation of the sampling distribution. And then letter D, differentiate the standard deviations that you found. So this is what I did here. Ang ginawa ko dito ay difference of the two standard deviations. So in letter A, that's the standard deviation of the population, which is 7.74. And the standard deviation of the distribution is, 2.9277. And when I do that, the difference of the standard deviation is 4.81. Or in letter D, the standard deviation of the population from the sampling distribution have a difference of 4.82. And that's the difference, diba? That's a tricky question. And then from there, letter E, the histogram. Ito na yung histogram na ginawa ko. Wow! Look at that histogram that I made, diba? And all the sample means from 31.75, 32.75, 33, 34, 35, and so on, diba? Hanggang dito sa bandang dulo. And then from there, yun nga, that's it. And then after that, we make the conclusion. And what conclusion can I make? Because that's letter F. Letter F is, what other conclusions can you interpret after making the distribution? Like for instance, I said here, as the histogram was made, we could interpret that it doesn't look like much a normal distribution. Well, kinda, but I think maybe if we just had more sample means than ever, then that could be a normal distribution. Or what else can you conclude? Like you can say that most of the time we get mostly 5s, the value of 5s. So therefore, it may not be like a normal distribution. When naman, pero it's just like the same as what I said earlier. Or what else? O yan, like for example, the standard deviation of the sampling distribution is 2.92. And therefore, if we take the square root of n, it's still like that, something like that. Or what else? The mean of the sampling distribution is still the same as the population, of course, as usual. But if you have some other conclusions and inferences that you can make about this, please leave it in the comments. And that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching our sampling distribution method and concept of the sampling distribution. Later in our next video, we'll be discussing to you the real concepts of our sampling distribution method used in normal distribution and vice versa, which we call the central limit theorem, as you can see right over here. That'll be in our next video. So if you like this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and tell all your friends how much this video had helped you. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in our next video.